Hello?
Hey, Rose.
Hey.
Oh, okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Some people were surprised to see you make the move up to flyweight. Is this something you've been thinking about for a while, or was it a spur in the moment?
No, I've been thinking about it for a while. Honestly, like when I originally made a bunch of goals for my career early on when I was younger, being a 2-division champ was kind of like on the end of the list, but it was there. And so, yeah, here we are. And, I think I'm known for surprising people. So, it's just kind of my style.
And you haven't competed since May of 2022. So what has the physical transformation been like to flyweight?
Yeah, I think just progressively, like early on in my career, I was maybe a smaller strawweight, you would say. And then over time, as I've matured and my body changed, each fight, the cut would get bigger and bigger. And this last fight, I think the fight with Carla, I think that weight cut, I finally had like the sunken in eyes, and you know what I mean, like the thing that most fighters kind of deal with. And I didn't like that. I never really enjoyed cutting weight, anyways. Like, or I never really liked when people did like those huge cuts. A little bit's okay, but I think I started to see myself kind of going down that path, and yeah, and then it was sort of in the back of my mind anyways. I still didn't really have too much like trouble making weight, I guess. Like it was tough, but I don't think in comparison was it as bad as like most fighters deal with, but I still never liked that. I feel like taking punches when you're it takes a while. I think it takes more than 24 hours to rehydrate your brain after cutting that much water. So to take punches like that, and then your kidneys and everything. So yeah, I forgot the question was, but yeah, I guess the process of me like putting on more, like I just started getting bigger, and like naturally, and then on top of that, once I decided to take, to move up, I lifted more weights, I ate a little bit more, I actually started eating breakfast again, stopped fasting so much. Like I would fast once a week when I was at strawweight. So and I still fasted a couple times during this camp, but I just kind of just ate a little more and lifted weights more, and I naturally put on like a couple pounds of muscle and maybe a little bit of some juice, a little bit of fat. But no, and then I think, and then naturally as I gotten closer to this fight, like the weight started just kind of coming off naturally.
And with that all being said, is flyweight your permanent home now?
Yeah, flyweight, I can't see myself going back down again, like that, I don't know, like now I'm kind of naturally just walking around at like 135, so, or waking up at 135, so to go all the way down to 115 would be tough.
And you're fighting Manon Fiorot, who's top contender. Some people felt like she probably would have gotten a title shot if she didn't get injured. You said she's a challenge that excites you. What is it about Manon that excites you?
Yeah, I think just her like traditional martial arts background, her coming from karate, I come from taekwondo, just her movement, her length and like her height. Everybody kind of says like, oh, flyweights are bigger and this and that, but like I feel like fighting some of the shorter fighters at strawweight was kind of more of a challenge for me sometimes. This is going to be a totally different challenge, and of course, like I'm going to respect the power that she brings and maybe her strength and stuff like that, but I also feel a lot stronger and a lot like quicker and just overall healthier.
And because she's a top contender, is it safe to say you expect a title shot with win?
No expectations. I just hope and pray that that God uses me in a way that I can, glorify him, and hopefully like that I put on a good performance and that I can inspire people, and hopefully, everything else just kind of takes care of itself. But yeah, that would definitely be a dream come true, to be, like I said, that was in my goals, but I'm not, looking too far ahead. I'm just kind of in the moment.
And I know you just said you're not looking too far ahead, but Valentina is going to rematch Alexa Grasso. First of all, how do you see that fight playing out? And I know you've trained with Valentina before, so would it be hard potentially fighting her?
Yeah, like that would, I really look up to her, and like you know, she's definitely like, I've always, as of recently, she's been like my favorite fighter, like kind of before becoming the champ. Like she kind of gave me that confidence, training with her to feel like I could really do that. And so, yeah, I'm forever grateful for that. And it would be awesome to see her to get that belt again. I think approaching this fight with Alexa, I think as long as she makes more adjustments than just like, okay, let me make sure I don't make that one mistake that I made in the fight. As long as she makes sure she's getting better everywhere, I have full confidence that she's gonna be able to get it back. But if she approaches it like, oh, I just slipped up and that's it, like she just took my back, like no, like I think you have to respect the full performance of Alexa Grasso and in order to beat her, you know, because I think she was the better fighter that night. And as long as you have the right attitude, like, you know, I think ultimately Valentina, I believe, is the better fighter.
And would it be hard to potentially fight her?
Would it be hard?
Yeah, considering.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, hard because you used to train with her.
Oh, because, well, I mean, the way she trains, I mean, it felt like it was a freaking fight the whole time. So I don't know. Like, of course, that would be difficult. Yeah, like, because I have so much respect for her. But I know that, you know, the martial artist that she is, like, she will fully understand as well. And I think she would be excited for that as well. I don't know exactly how she feels about it, but you know, like, yeah, I guess there's no point in really like talking about that now because I gotta do what I gotta do Saturday, you know.
Yeah, and one last one for me. Does it bother you that people judge you off of that last performance when you've given us so many amazing knockouts and fights and highlights?
It did at first, but like I kind of deserved it. You know what I mean? Like I was a little bitter. But yeah, like I just had to kind of get out of my feelings a little bit and realize that, yeah, like I might have things and challenges that I deal with, but it's, you know, that's not anybody else's business, right? So they're just here to be inspired, to be entertained, or to learn something. And that's my job as a martial artist, is to go out there and do my job. And I did my job, but, you know, like I definitely could have did a better job. So yeah, it was a process. But yeah.
Rose, just one more on that. Did you watch the fight back? And when you did, what did you think of the commentary? Because I remember listening to it that night thinking they were pretty harsh on both of you guys. And they were kind of shitting on it, basically. I'm wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
No, that was definitely like one of the most boring fights ever. So, but, you know, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess being the fighter, like, it feels a little different, you know, when somebody's like, because it's not just a sport for me. It's like, it's an art. And so, you know, when somebody critiques your art, you get a little emotional about it. But ultimately, like, you know, that's fair to say what they had to say, because it was really nothing really happened. I just, you know, I was kind of in my feelings about it, because I felt like, okay, it's you know, that there's always this like unspoken thing of like the challenger's got to take it in order to get it, right? But whatever, you know, it's my fault.
You said that one of your long-term goals was to win the belt in 2 divisions. When you imagined that, did you think you would still have the title in the other division and do the double champ thing? Or did you always know when you moved up, you were going to have to move up wholeheartedly and leave the other division behind you?
No, I wasn't thinking about any of that. I just, you know, I guess back then I was maybe thinking about like winning that fight and then maybe having one more strawweight or just moving up like after that. So, but I don't know, like, all the logistics that, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't in that position before, so I didn't really think about that.
You mentioned that you're feeling stronger and faster. Was that, do you think, able to do that? Because often we hear these guys, people move up, they lose their speed in return for power, right? But do you think because you took a while to slowly transition up, you've managed to keep both?
Say that one more time.
Do you feel like because you took a while to slowly move up in weight, you feel like you've been able to sort of not lose the speed that you once had? Yeah,
I definitely. I also think like I'm healthier too, but also like I'm more mature and like experienced, and I feel like my timing's gotten a lot better. Like I'm doing the things that I would do on accident when I was younger, but I'm actually understanding why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's like, it's kind of a little bit of everything, being healthier, but also like being more experienced. Mm-hmm.
Rose over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's your first time fighting in Europe. I wonder, when did you get to Paris, and how have you adjusted to the time difference?
I got to Paris, like, we flew out Thursday, got here Friday night, and had the weekend to just, like, sleep a lot. I've been sleeping a lot, so I feel like I'm on a schedule now, and I feel very adjusted. But yeah, I've traveled, like, in other countries to fight before, and having this extra time definitely was, like, the right move.
And earlier this year, you visited Lithuania. I wonder, what was that experience like for you?
Man, that was magical. That was it kind of, as a champion, like, during my last title reign, and even before that, the first one, I always, like, put a lot of, like pressure on myself to try to, like, you know, do good things for the community, or try to, like, help other people, because, like, what we do sometimes feels very selfish, and so I never really felt like I had that, like, what fruit am I really producing? Like, okay, I'm winning fights, I'm maybe, like, making some, you know, people excited, or, you know, providing something, but, like, I wanted to see the actual fruit, like, that I was bearing. And so that, sitting next to my other grandma on my dad's side, sitting next to her at the documentary premiere of my own documentary, like, in the theater with, like, hundreds of Lithuanians there that were, like, so happy to see me, and, like, what I kind of did for them, and just representing that country and everything that country's been through, and acknowledging that history and stuff. That was, like, and then I watched myself talking about, like, having the belt, you know, and then being like, I want to, you know, produce fruit with the seed that I've been given. Like, when I saw that, and then sitting next to my grandma watching her see that, it was like, this is it, you know. And so it finally, like, and I realized that bearing fruit kind of takes time. It's like daily watering the plants, and not just, like, instant. It doesn't happen instantly. It has to, daily acts of faith produce fruit over time.
And did the Lithuania trip and your Lithuanian roots make it easier for you to accept this fight in Paris?
Actually, yeah, because I don't know if it made it easier, but it made it more attractive for sure. Like, just being in Europe, I even, you know, had a relative that wanted to come here. It didn't end up working out, but you know, I do have a lot of Lithuanian fans in London as well. So it's just like, yeah, it's yeah, it definitely, even, like, the city kind of reminds me a little bit of, like, the capital in Lithuania. So it's cool.
And last one from me, it's rare that people kind of root against you because you're such a fan favorite, but now you're going into enemy territory, fighting the French fighter in France. I wonder, what kind of reception do you expect from the Paris crowd?
No expectations, you know, like, I'm just going out there to be myself, and whatever the crowd presents, if they want to cheer, boo, whatever, you know, I'm here to do my job, and yeah, I understand, like, I'm not gonna be mad if they want to root for their person, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.